It was an otherwise uneventful Tuesday morning in Largo, Florida, in March 2023, when lawyer Stephen Cozzi left his desk to take a quick break. With his documents still open on his computer screen and his phone still playing some background music, Stephen left his office with obvious signs that he did not intend to be away for very long. But this trip out to the communal office space, one that he had made hundreds of times over the years, would be among the last movements the young lawyer would ever make. Stephen entered the bathroom, and he has not been seen since. The city of Largo, Florida, is in Pinellas County and part of the Tampa Bay area. The city's claim to fame is its botanical gardens, which are gardens that are beautiful to walk through and free to the public. Largo is also home to the Indian Rocks Beach, where vacation homes line the quiet streets and crowds often gather to surf. It was here that 41-year-old lawyer Stephen Cozzi called home. Stephen graduated from Stetson University with his Juris Doctorate in 2016, and he was subsequently hired as an associate with Blanchard Law, based in Largo. The firm focused primarily on bankruptcy cases. Their clients were professionals and local companies, not hardened criminals. They also had expertise in other types of business disputes, including tax resolution and contract law. After 5 years of working at the firm, managing partner Jake Blanchard had come to view Stephen as more than an employee. He was his best friend. This made Jake's discovery on the morning of March 21, 2023, even more disturbing. The Blanchard Mall office is part of a building with other offices and common areas, a communal bathroom, and a shared utility closet. The 21st of March was a run-of-the-mill Tuesday at the office. Stephen had a virtual court hearing scheduled for 10:30 a.m. He arrived at the office at about 20 minutes to 9 and began his day. Sometime between his arrival and prior to the hearing at 10:30, Stephen left his office for the restroom. Hours later, Stephen had still not returned, nor had anyone witnessed him leaving the building. Later, surveillance cameras that were positioned outside of the building confirmed that Stephen had not left. He was captured upon his arrival at work at 8:37 a.m. that morning, but he did not walk out of the building. A partially composed email was left open on his computer, and soft music was emanating from it. Stephen's wallet, as well as his car keys, were likewise sitting out nearby. Jake Blanchard, noticing that Stephen had been absent for quite a while, thought he should check up on his friend and colleague.
The first reaction was, gosh, is he okay, right? Did he wander off or did he hit his head or something like that? And then when I couldn't find him, then I started to panic.
When Jake entered the communal bathroom, he discovered what he believed was likely blood on the entrance door. Moving further inside the room, Jake was struck by the strong scent of bleach and other chemical cleaning products. The smell was stronger than it should have been following a standard cleaning. Jake was left with the impression that targeted areas of the room had been scrubbed down. Jake then noted similar markings to those on the door, stains that looked like blood, on the wall of the toilet stall and at the base of the toilet itself. He called the police.
Did you see bleach?
I smelled it, and I could, I could see like a splotch on the wall next to the toilet where
bleach or blood?
Where there was like someone trying to clean it with bleach, but it took the paint off.
Officers checked the whole building and local hospitals but did not locate Stephen or gain any leads. They discovered that the only unsecured entrances to the building were the main lobby doors. Blanchard Law does not have surveillance cameras inside the building. However, investigators did have access to the external surveillance cameras positioned at the main lobby doors. Rapid testing of the stains in the bathroom returned a presumptive positive. It was blood. When the forensics team descended upon the office building, they found that a large quantity of blood had been cleaned up from the restroom floor. They further found white fibers that matched those inside Stephen's car. His vehicle remained at the building. The exhaustive dusting for fingerprints left a dark film covering everything in the vicinity of the bathroom and the blood evidence. There were fingerprints discovered, including one from a left index finger lifted from the utility room door. This breaker room was out of the way. It would be of no interest to anyone in the public or a few people in the building. In addition, an employee from another business based in the building reported to investigators that 1 week prior, on March 14, they saw a man hiding behind the utility room door. Stephen's attacker waited for him in a concealed position near the bathroom, watching and waiting for an opportunity to enter the bathroom behind him. The room could presumably be locked from the inside for an extended period without raising too many red flags. While the forensic assessment of the scene continued, investigators turned their efforts to scrutinizing the external surveillance cameras. It was obvious that Stephen was no longer in the building. It was equally obvious that something sinister had occurred in the communal bathroom that morning. While reviewing the surveillance, officers learned that a gray Toyota Tundra arrived at the office building at 8:32 a.m. that morning. 2 minutes later, an unidentified man entered the building from the vehicle. The man was wearing gloves, carrying a large box, and wearing a large backpack. Within only a few minutes after the unidentified man went inside the main doors, Stephen Cozzi arrived for work. The same unidentified man was captured leaving the building 2 hours later, at 10:22 a.m. According to police reports, the man captured was the same build and carried the same backpack, but he had changed his clothing. He was also pulling something heavy from a cart behind him. The cart was covered by what appeared to be a red bag, or perhaps a blanket. The mystery man pulled the cart up to the Toyota pickup truck, and then he visibly struggled with the weight of lifting the contents into the truck. Using law enforcement cameras that are capable of reading license plates, police tracked the travel of the truck from the law office towards the area of Tarpon Springs. These cameras captured an image that seemed to show a bag or blanket containing what they described as a human corpse in the Tundra's truck bed. Investigators became certain that they would not locate Stephen Cozzi alive. The news was a blow to his friends and family, though they were hopeful the driver of the truck would be swiftly located.
It's so hard because I don't know what's going to happen next, and I'm terrified that he's going to get away with it or there's somebody else out there.
After roughly an hour of travel, the truck arrived at its destination in Tarpon Springs, the large luxury home of a wealthy and successful Tampa Bay plastic surgeon, a man named Dr. Kosofsky. The doctor had not registered the truck after purchasing it in October of 2022. The vehicle was not immediately traceable to him. However, the seller did record the truck with state officials. By the time the police had traced the video footage of the truck down the Florida coast, Dr. Kosofsky was long gone.
No, and you just want answers, and you don't know why somebody would hurt somebody as nice as this guy. Nobody. I mean, this is the nicest guy, the sweetest guy. I mean, he wouldn't hurt a fly. And you just all these things start going through your head, and you just wonder who would do this? Who would be so evil to hurt this sweetheart of a man?
Dr. Kosofsky, or Dr. Tampa Bay, as he dubbed himself, is an Ivy League-educated, board-certified plastic surgeon.
Hello, my social media army. This is Dr. Tampa Bay. We've had some awesome cases this week. If they're still up, check them out on Snapchat. As you can tell, the latest trend in plastic surgery is to put in these ultra-high profile implants. And you saw us put in the Mentor device as well as the Allergan device.
A graduate of Dartmouth University and reportedly a very skilled surgeon, Tomas owned $1 million home in Tarpon Springs, where he was said to have lived alone, as well as an apartment in Miami, where he regularly worked.
We're here today with Dr. Thomas Kozowski from the Bassin Center and My Tampa Lipo. He's going to tell us how to restore your natural, youthful appearance with just one quick and easy procedure. Welcome, Dr. Kozowski.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about how aqua lipo is different from traditional liposuction.
Aqua lipo is when I use a gentle stream of water to help dissolve the fat before it gets suctioned away. Now, the nice part about aqua lipo is that there's a lot less bruising and a lot less toll on the body.
In his short-lived YouTube channel, Tomas demonstrated a variety of surgeries, from breast augmentations to facelifts. His videos show patients mid-procedure, often talking through the surgical steps to the camera while the procedure is taking place.
Hi guys, welcome to the operating room. Today we're doing a tummy tuck on a 69-year-old female. And let me show you how we get those nice belly buttons. You know that photo that I just posted on Instagram.
According to one of Tomas's closest friends, a man named Adam Barta, Tomas is a kind, family-oriented man. He also confirmed that his friend's image was of great importance to him.
Guys, remember, we're almost at 5,000 Instagram followers, and I'm giving away Botox and facials. Check out my Instagram profile, like it, tell 10 of your friends about it. Say something nice about me if you can, that'd be sweet, okay? And winner will be announced October 25th.
Tom's social media was a huge part of his career and his identity.
Tomas's reputation was being threatened by clients of Stephen Cozzi. Stephen Cozzi's 10:30 a.m. hearing on the morning of his disappearance related to a lawsuit that had been filed against a handful of his clients. These clients were employees of the Lawfare Institute of Plastic Surgery, the former employer of none other than Dr. Tomasz Kozowski. Tomasz left the Lawfare Institute in 2018, where he mostly performed breast reconstruction surgeries, and set up an independent practice. In 2023, Tomasz was suing the Lawfare Institute as well as some of his former colleagues for errors he claimed they performed when he worked there. Specifically, he fails to file insurance claims and to bill his clients properly. According to his lawsuit, these errors resulted in the loss of tens of thousands of dollars for him, as well as prompting a series of negative reviews of his work to be posted online. These reviews, according to the doctor, had permanently damaged his medical reputation and, by extension, his career. The suit asserted that Dr. Kozowski's promising young career had essentially been obliterated as a result, and it sought damages. Through no fault of his own, his career was put directly in jeopardy, and his reputation has been deeply tarnished, the suit stated. Stephen Cozzi was representing Tomasz's former employer and colleagues in the lawsuit, while Tom, after disagreement with former counsel, had opted to represent himself. In fact, his latest motion in the lawsuit was filed days after Stephen went missing. Curiously, Tomasz was present for the 10:30 a.m. scheduled call on the morning of the 21st. Stephen was absent. The gloved man pulling a heavy cart was captured exiting the building at 10:22 a.m. Tomasz phoned into the meeting at 10:28 a.m. and remained on the call for roughly 30 minutes. Within moments of Tomasz Kozowski disconnecting from the call, at 11:05 a.m., the gloved man again began moving. He repositioned his cart in front of the Tundra's truck bed, struggled with it, then drove it from the Blanchard Law Office to the mansion in Tarpon Springs. Tomasz was suing for approximately $15,000, an amount that, according to those close to him, could not have been significant enough to be a concern to the wealthy doctor.
Kind of got jibbed by these people, but he dealt with it in such stride. It's not a money issue. He had money, like he lived in this beautiful house.
Court documents show that in the last meeting between the legal parties in January 2023, discussions between Stephen and Tomasz grew heated. Although Stephen has been described as a very polite lawyer and the kindest man you've ever met, it seems he managed to make at least one enemy. Those who know Tomasz Kozowski have similarly positive things to say about him. Tomasz has been described as even-tempered and collected. According to friends, the doctor was also not the type to lose his temper.
I mean, I'm sure annoyed. He's been annoyed, but never raising his voice. One of the most calm, put together guys I've ever known.
This is the only person that I could think of that had a problem with Steve.
On Thursday, March 23, detectives served a search warrant at the doctor's home, where they found the same Toyota Tundra from the law office parked in the garage. In it, they noticed the presence of blood on the truck bed, on the driver's side headrest, on the driver's side floorboard, and on the garage floor. But they did not find Stephen or Tomasz. Police went out to the media for the public to report any sightings of the doctor, of Stephen Cozzi, or of Tomasz's registered vehicle, a red Corolla.
Detectives say their investigation into this disappearance is very active, but they decline to provide any further information.
2 days later, Tomasz was pulled over by police while driving his red Corolla. He was returning to Pinellas County. Tarpon Springs police performed a search of the vehicle, where they found a bag on the floorboard. That bag contained a stun gun, masks, duct tape, brass knuckles, syringes, and sedative drugs that could be injected, including the paralyzing agent succinyl E. They also found a ballistic vest with what was described as a substantial amount of blood on it. It is unclear how the surgeon explained the presence of this collection of items in his vehicle or if he even attempted to. With the location of Dr. Kozowski and these further discoveries in his vehicle, the unavoidable conclusion was that Stephen Cozzi was no longer alive. Stephen's husband, Michael, spoke of all the positive qualities and values that his husband embodied at a vigil held only days after his disappearance.
Yes, I'm Michael Montgomery. I'm the person that Steve asked to spend the rest of his life with a few years ago. My heart's broken, but it's being held together by tape and by sticks and all that stuff. One of the things that I just absolutely adored about him is he was brilliant. He was, he could tell you a fact about any law, but then, he would lock his keys in the car.
Tomasz Kozowski was arrested and charged with the first-degree murder of Stephen Cozzi. In the breaker room for the offices, a single fingerprint from a left index finger was identified as a match for Tomasz Kozowski. Although Tomas had been present at the Blanchard Law Office on a number of occasions for depositions related to his lawsuit, he should not have been given reason to access this room. The state's theory held that Tomas pulled Stephen out of his unregistered pickup truck after an extensive, but ultimately sloppy, cleanup of the bathroom. He was wheeled out of the cart but not transferred to the vehicle until after Tomas attended the hearing regarding his lawsuit. Where he drove Stephen, following the stop at his home, is not clear. Tomas pleaded not guilty to the murder. He is currently being held in jail without bond.
I am finding probable cause. Your bond is going to remain at 0. Do you have any questions right now, or would you like to just reserve those for your lawyer?
Reserve for my lawyer, please.
At his first appearance, the judge said she found probable cause based on the information released in an arrest affidavit. This document outlines a damning sequence of events linking the doctor to the premeditated attack. What it does not clearly outline, however, is the motive. It can only be deduced from Tomas's contentious connection to Stephen via the lawsuit that this was enough to push him to commit murder. The judge found that there was an overwhelming amount of evidence to hold him. The surgeon could spend the rest of his life in prison and even face the death penalty if he is convicted. It appears that in this instance, Tomas has chosen not to represent himself. His lawyer has cautioned publicly against rushing to any conclusions.
Keep an open mind. These are very, very serious charges. He is presumed innocent as he's currently sitting in jail. We're conducting our own investigation, and as it develops, we'll try to keep you updated. But just keep an open mind and keep in mind the fact that he's a doctor and he's presumed innocent despite the nature of the charges.
As of the publication of this video, Stephen Cozzi has not been found. His family has been grieving his loss. A GoFundMe page has been set up to support the family. A link will be provided to this in the description below.
I can't see the bigger picture in this yet, but I would like to just tell his story, and just continue to tell it, and people can fall in love with him the way that I fell in love with him. Just help somebody, if somebody's down on their luck, if they need help with something and you're in a position that you can help, that would be a wonderful way to honor Steve's memory.
Thank you for watching this episode. If you enjoyed the content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest updates. Stay tuned for more gripping stories from the world of crime. Until next time, stay safe and take care.